Hello, my name is Matthew. I'm a member of support here at MemberLeap Faith Consulting, and today I'm going to show you more about our newsletter editor. First, let's go look over the configuration options. You can get to this by going to Configuration, and then Newsletter Configuration. You can see here there's not that many options. There's the option to show newsletter in the member area. This will allow your members to view the previous newsletters, even if they had not yet subscribed to them. There is the option to include a prospect join link, which will allow your prospects who have just signed up for the newsletter to also join to become a full member of the website. There is the open rate detection, which would only work if you do have an image-based header on the newsletter. This will allow you to see how many members that you have sent the message to, how many of them have opened it. There's click-through detection, which allows you to track how many clicks there have been on links inside the newsletter editor, such as if you have a link to an outside website. There's display open rate and click-through for all newsletters. By default, the open rate and click-through will only show for the five most recent newsletters. This will display it for all of them, however. There is an option also to send a confirmation email to all newsletter prospects, so anyone who does sign up for the newsletter would receive a confirmation that they have successfully subscribed to this newsletter. There is an option here to change the newsletter page URL, so you could have something like memberleap/news, and so if you went to memberleap.com/news, it would take you to the newsletter option. The newsletter confirmation verbiage, what this does is it allows you to change the confirmation email that is listed right here. And the alternate title will allow you to change what the name of the newsletter module is, such as like newsfeed or something along those lines. All right, let's go back to the main menu. And you can see here in the communication, there is a newsletter option. Here it will show you the publish date as well as the category for these newsletters. And if you click on them, it will bring you to the newsletter itself. On the admin side, you can get to newsletter by going to communication and then newsletter editor. Here you will see the 5 columns that will show the publish date, what the name of the newsletter is, what template it is using, the functions, and the open rate detection for the specific newsletter. And the functions, you have the option to edit a newsletter that has already been sent out. You have the option to view the newsletter, copy it, delete it, send it to your member list. You can view the stats for it or share it via multi-posting. This is if you have the option for your Facebook and your Twitter pages connected to your website. For this email option, it does use the broadcast email system, so you can choose specifically who it is sent to, so you can send yourself an example of the newsletter first before it is sent to your member base. You can see here at the top you have the option to add a newsletter or edit the templates. Let's first look at editing the templates. Here we have our 14 entries on our Pastry Chef website shown. You can go in and edit or delete a template. But let's just go and create one from scratch. You can see here that there are many template options available. You have a single column version or a double column version of pretty much every single template we do have in here. So let's just start from one from scratch. It will bring it up to show you what it is with our default lorem ipsum text, just to show you what it would look like with text. So let's choose this and let's get going on it. You can see here, this is what a preview of it would look like. And on the left-hand side, you have the option to change the layout as well as a few of the options. So you can change the name to Newsletter Demo. You can change the caption of this. So this is a demo. Can choose to have it as a 1 or a 2 column. You can see here that this is a demo, is now showing on our newsletter preview. You can change the header color as well as the font or the actual color for it. So let's just change it back to white. You can change the title color, the border color, the column colors, all of this just using our standard hex format color formatting. You can change the border width, the font size, and the default article size as well. You can choose to upload the image here, and once you're done, you can simply just click here to return back to the main page, and you will see in the edit templates now, we do have a demo listed here. So let's go back to the newsletter templates and let's create a newsletter. You can see here that it gives you the option to choose a template. So let's choose our newsletter demo. This is a demo. Let's choose our publish date for sometime in the future. You can choose to have it as active or inactive. Inactive newsletters will not show up on your newsletter list on the member side. And you can start building your newsletter. You can see here that this does not start with anything, and you'll have to add features. Here is the list of features. You can add an article, text, or image, which will bring up a standard CK editor, allowing you to title it. So, demo, article, text, or image. And here you can post text, images, PDFs, or hyperlinks. Pretty much whatever you want, you can put in here. This is using the standard CK editor, so you can even go in and change the source, which brings up the HTML for it, and you can edit the HTML to your desire. Just as a note, however, if you are using some non-standard HTML, some email clients will not actually open this up correctly, so we suggest sticking to somewhat standard. Okay, so let's continue with this. And on this next part, let's just create an index of articles. What this does is once you start getting a longer list, you might want to include an index of articles, since this will allow you to jump to certain places inside this. This is a table of contents that will allow you to link down. You can change the title, so all right. So let's just add more features. You can import from the calendar of events from a certain date to a certain date. So let's just do this entire year's. And you can choose to just show the event name and start date, or you can choose the event name, start date, and description. You can choose to choose from specific categories within inside your calendar module. You can choose to add the location to the event details or the time to it, as well as name the specific article within this. So you can see here now our newsletter is starting to get quite long. You can actually move this up or down. And once this is fully imported, this index will start populating. So let's go down to the bottom. Add a new feature. You can import a member database. So if you'd like to show who your new members are or the newly full member types, you can import that as well. The News Manager imports will import news articles from your News Manager. Press releases will do the same from the press release import. And community posts is an option that if you have an option for your members to send in posts to add to this newsletter, this community post option will import those as well. So let us do a News Manager import. And let's have this be for the entirety of the year as well. And let's just put the headline and post date for this one. You can also include the short description. You can choose what category of news articles you'd like. And you can see here's all of our news articles. You can see that you can choose the text above and below the index as well. So let's just continue publishing it. Since this is just a demo, if you click on this, it'll allow you to type in what the send date is. So if you want to send this out on a later date, who the sender is, what the reply email is, as well as the subject. Let's not send that out now. That is just the standard broadcast module that allows you to do that. As you can see, this is now populated with all of the options. You can see here that the index does have options added to it. It's just, since we had selected this in white text, it is only showing this. If you click on it, it will bring you back to the specific part. All right, this has been the newsletter article or newsletter editor. If you do have any questions, you can feel free to contact us at any time at service@feithconsulting.com. Thank you very much.